right, thank you for staying with Citizen TV. Let's start that conversation on the state of the nation. At Trevor Mbija at Citizen TV Kenya, use the hashtag Daybreak. We'd like to hear your thoughts on every subtopic that we're going to talk about. Honorable Anthony Kibagendi is here, Member of Parliament for Kitutu Churches South. Thank you so much for making time. Honorable Biego Paul is here, Member of Parliament for Chesume. Thank you very much for making time. We're still waiting for Honorable Didmas Baraza, Member of Parliament Kimilili, and Honorable Wamboka Wanami, Member of Parliament for Bumula. As soon as they come in, we'll rope them into the discussion. But let's start this right now, gentlemen. And let's start with you, Kibagendi. Front page of the Daily Nation, return of the CAS. A new government-sponsored bill is seeking to anchor the position of Chief Administrative Secretary, that is the CAS, in law as President William Ruto's Kenya Kwanza administration moves to align with the High Court ruling that found the Assistant Minister post unconstitutional. This will pave the way for the appointment of 50 CASs, escalating the public wage bill and weighing down already overburdened Kenyan taxpayers. Kibagendi, is this role necessary?
Thank you, Mbija and Citizen, for inviting us. First, you look at how the president is desperate to reward his cronies. It is outrageous because this country is in turmoil. We have a problem. We are a broke country, but the president is determined to continually oppress the taxpayers with further taxes, with further levies, with further deductions, purely to impress his friends and his cronies. The CAS positions are absolutely not urgent or even practical where we are today. But you see, because the president or government is insensitive to the needs of the people, they are insensitive with how this country with how citizens are frustrated, and they move on. They continue frustrating them further. This is cutting corners. If the courts have pronounced themselves on this, it should just let go, given the huge wage bill that government already is dealing with. We are unable today to pay civil servants. We are unable today to pay members of parliament. We are unable today to actually disburse constituency development funds that have turned around the fortunes of many Kenyans in this country. But the president is still focused on ensuring he increases the wage bill on the citizens of this country. So for me, these positions aren't necessary. While I feel for a few friends that were hoping to get opportunities through these appointments, I sincerely feel what should be important for President William Ruto is to focus on how to actually reduce the wage bill and push resources to areas that are urgent and practical in helping reduce the cost of living of Kenyans. And those areas are in aggressive investment in agriculture, aggressive investment in the healthcare docket, and aggressive investment in higher education, which are the main things that are affecting Kenyans right now.
Okay. Biego, what are your views on this? Is this a government oppressing taxpayers to impress its cronies, like Kibagendi is saying?
Well, I beg to differ with that, because I don't think it is a matter of rewarding cronies, as my brother here says. I believe when William Ruto got into power, he has a plan for the country. When the Kenya Kwanza government was put in place, we all campaigned on a platform of bottom-up, and we also campaigned having a program, and part and parcel of how the government was to be run was to have effective governments, having the CSs in place. So what only happened is that the courts found it unconstitutional, and once that is sorted, if it is found that it is okay, then I don't think that that would be a problem. As long as the people who are put in office become productive in their assistance to the ministries. You see, a ministry is large, so to have effective management of that ministry, then I don't see there's any problem having the CSs in place. And you should not look at everything from a side of the reward, like you want to reward your cronies. There are so many other departments that and jobs available in Kenya. There's ambassadorial positions, there are director positions, there are CEOs positions, chairmen of various parastatals. So I would not really want to say that the main reason of actually employing the CAS is to reward the cronies.
But do you find it ironical, though, that this is coming at a time when the government itself is saying that they are broke, they have no money for CDF, which is in your dockets as members of parliament, they have even no money for civil servants being paid? Isn't this adding more burden at a time when the country is struggling?
Well, this CAS position, it is not now. They were to be employed earlier. It is just so happens right now that it is the court that wants to make the ruling. Otherwise, the CS position, when William Ruto and all of us came into power, that was part and parcel of our plan. So it is not now. You are saying it like it is now when there are problems, but that was in inception that the CSs were to be in place.
Okay.
You know, my colleague here is cultivating what I can call selective ignorance, whereby like a majority of Kenya Kwanza members of parliament and those who try to defend this government have developed a low information diet, whereby this is not about now. This is about what has been happening. And from the day the president got into power, he started his regular excuses. We didn't get any funds. Uhuru stole this. They left with everything that had been collected. Now we are in a situation where we need to try and cut down on our expenditure. But the president is determined to increase our expenditure through these appointments. The courts have told him this is irregular, this is illegal. So what is he doing? He's looking for a way, and he knows he manipulates parliament, he will get his way so that he can appoint his friends, so that his friends can continue drawing salaries from the public coffers. Yet we are in a situation where we need to cut down on expenditure. That is where we are. A president who is sensitive and concerned about his people's welfare should not be trying to circumvent or cut corners to try and increase the wage bill. And he has been constantly saying he's trying to cut on costs in certain areas. But look at how the president is loitering the world. Look at how he is running around the world. How is he really a president that is concerned about the well-being of his people, about development of his country? You know, the president met with the Indian president, prime minister, the other day. They've met 2, 3, 4 times in the past 1 year. In the US, in the UK, they were together in Dubai. But they cannot conclude their conversation in those meetings that he has to create another trip to go and meet the president of the prime minister of India in India. As in, the president and his people are not thinking about cutting costs. Okay. They are thinking about cutting deals, making money for themselves and their friends. They do not care about Kenyans.
But what about efficiency, like Biago is saying?
What efficiency? Let me ask you.
Government works. So
do you realize?
CS and then there's the assistant who is supposed to be the CAS. What is wrong with having an assistant?
Let me ask you. Do you realize, even without a cabinet secretary, government was running? While we were waiting for them to be appointed, government was still functional. Now we have the cabinet secretaries. They have principal secretaries. Below the principal secretaries, we have people that are called secretaries for various departments, and we have directors, deputy directors. All these people are able to actually carry out these roles that the president wants to give to CASs. And if I may ask, what is the role of a chief administrative secretary? What is the role of a chief administrative secretary? Like I've said, while I understand some of the people that are lined up for these positions are my friends, yeah, like Millicent Omanga, Maangi, all these friends. But if I may ask, genuinely, what are their roles? It is purely a reward to the president's cronies. Okay. But they are not going to increase efficiency or effectiveness of these ministries. They are just going to have more vehicles, we fuel more vehicles. Salaries, allowances, travel. They'll need more personnel because a person of that job group may have to come in with their personal assistant, will need security, withdraw officers from serving the rest of the population to serve these particular officers. So we have all these things that come with these top positions. Okay. The courts have said no. Why is the president going around given the situation that we are in?
But this is
the
still
issue
coming to
here.
Parliament. Are you saying your hands are tied as
now,
parliamentarian?
That is where I wanted to come to.
Yeah.
You know, we have a president that is very cunning. And we have a government that is not concerned about this, the welfare of its people. The president has decided to colonize parliament. In this sense, we have a few of us who are sticking to the role that we are elected for. And that is checking the excesses of the executive. What the president has done, he has taken a few members of the opposition, and even those that are in UDA do not realize that their role is to actually oversight the executive. They all sing Hosanna to the president. From the committee level to the committee of the whole house, we hardly can be, we can hardly be able to pass any, we can hardly be able to stop the president from getting what he wants. Okay. Yeah? Because of the numbers. Okay. There's something, it is not about the tyranny. There are not really many. And you remember Honorable Soro said, when they want to do something malicious, they will organize for a few to be given trips abroad or even locally, and a few be paid money to go and admit themselves in hospital, so that they have the necessary numbers to pass these oppressive regulations and laws. Okay. You see, okay, that is what is happening in government. And the president has been destroying the opposition pole-pole, okay, in a slow way. But again, I've realized members of the public or citizens of this country have become more formidable, more aggressive in oversighting all of us through their access to social media. Okay.